Hi everyone, Deb here. I am here with 15 alternative cards. They're all cards and they're all A2 size using the Delicate Wings April Paper Pumpkin Kit. I finished the kit here except for one label, a little bit of tear and tape, which I could have used all up and I just forgot. And these are pieces from the last white with champagne card mat. Some other things I brought in were some Lost Lagoon retired ribbon, bordered ribbon, fine art ribbon, which is also retired. It's gold, but it's sort of a champagne-y because it has that beige in it. It went well with it. And I did use three inks, well, four. I used Lost Lagoon, Moody Mauve, and I think what came in the kit was Basic Gray, but I used my full-size ones because I have them and I prefer that. Actually, I'm just going to put them away. And I did use on something, I think a butterfly I stamped, I used Memento Tuxedo Black. Let me get them out of the way. And then just a couple other things. I used this Type Worn Type 3D embossing folder. That's retired. So is Scripty 3D. And Notes of Nature, just retired. I used just a little note to say hello. I might have used Thanks for Making Me Smile too. I can't remember. I did not use the dies. And I used the dies. I think I might have used Enjoy Your Day from here. Yes, I did because I used Enjoy and then Your Day. And I used one or two of these dies here. And the dies, this stamp set carried over. It's in the new annual catalog that just went into effect May 1st. The dies, however, I can't find on the website and they're not in the catalog, so I'm assuming they retired, which is a shame because they're pretty. And you know what? That was the first time I used them though. And these I have used to bits and they are retired now too. They just retired. The Scallop Contours dies, I used the big one and this one, and you'll see them about midway through. I think that's it. So the cards that the kit makes as intended we did when I unboxed the kit, and it was these three. And they're pretty just as they are. So you don't have to make alternatives. I just enjoy doing that. So I'm going to just get started because I'm on battery power again here, even though I'm plugged in. This is my first one. I put it on Lost Lagoon cardstock. I did cut up one envelope, and this is the one, and this is run through the Scripty embossing folder, and then I think I went over it very gently with my blending brush, and I forgot to mention this, I did bring in, this is long retired, but you might be able to find this at like Michael's or online. This is Champagne Mist. It's by, I think, yeah, Sunico. And I just use this very old crappy paintbrush, which now has stuff dried in it, to splatter. To just you shake it, some gets in the lid. I just dab it out of the lid and splatter, and I use that several times. Also, I use the coordinating dies. I loved this butterfly, and I love this. Thanks. It's a perfect size to me. So anyway. And this is it. Also, I brought in, oh, I forgot about cardstocks. I brought in Lost Lagoon, Basic Gray, Moody Mauve. They don't have it on the website anymore, but I had some champagne foil scraps, and most of the big scraps were all gone. I have a piece or two. I have one piece left of the champagne foil. I will tell you it's a slightly different color than this one that you're going to see next. And I also brought in Vellum for two cards, so you'll see that too. But this die, this center one only cuts the wings so they lift up like this, and the background, if you die cut them together, this is what you get. Now this background die does work with this stamp too, and I don't, yes, I did do that one time actually. So this was in the kit, this was in the kit. This was a piece of my own champagne foil. I used part of one of the card fronts and the Lost Lagoon ribbon. This whole rectangle is up on dimensionals. I used a lot of dimensionals there. And these, actually, I forgot to show you the jemmies. Those are retired champagne rhinestone basic jewels, which I've hadn't used for a while. So I put 2 in this butterfly, and then I just used 3 other ones for 5. So we have an odd number. So that's the first card. This next one is part of the envelope used also. And what I did is I kept the flap on the envelope. This is, as it came. Hang on. It's 2 pieces. It's this. And I kept it like that. But I put it on the flap of the envelope, which is on the front of the card. Now, so you have a lot of writing space here if you want to write a sentiment. You can see the gluey part of the envelope, which I might tap down with some embossing buddy. And I'm waiting. I don't have the basic beige, which is what this color is, but that's what I intend on putting in here. It's coming whenever my order from May 1st comes. And I did put another envelope with it, so I thought that was kind of cool to create that flap. And these were leftover black sequins, probably from a previous paper pumpkin kit some time ago. I don't even know. So that's that one. Then I went back to Lost Lagoon. I really like that color, and I don't have a whole lot of it or Moody Mauve cardstock. This is the butterfly I stamped. I stamped it in Lost Lagoon, and then I thought I didn't have Moody Mauve alcohol marker, but I did. But I used Retired Rococo Rose Light. It's similar enough. It's a little brighter, and then I just took this is not Stampin' Up. This is by Sakura. It's a glaze pen, and I did the body of the butterfly, and I just highlighted the black. Well, there was no black on it. I put little black things on it, sort of like how they have theirs, only mine is more colorful. And then I put 2 of the other little butterflies that had black in them as well. And this, I die cut 3 times in Moody Mauve, and I used, you could use Wink of Stella, but mine is dry. So I used this Spectrum Noir sparkle pen I've had in my stash for a while, and it was really juicy. I don't know if you can see any shine on that there a little bit. Okay, so that's what I did there, and inside, this is a piece I cut off the edge to make it smaller, and another little butterfly. So that's that one. The next one, I made a little bit of a fun fold with Moody Mauve. It's alright. So what I did is I stamped with the stamp with the dottage, and I did that in basic gray. I stamped the butterfly, the full one, in Moody Mauve, tone on tone. And then I did the spritzing again with this stuff. And then I cut this. This is 5.5 by 4.25. And I didn't cut it. I scored it at about 2.5. So it would go like that. So it's sort of a flat, what do you call those? Tent? No, I don't know. Whatever you call this kind of card. And this is one of the pieces from the kit, so it sticks up when it's standing up. I put 2 of the butterflies on from the kit, and these dots are, I don't know if they're still available, and the new catalog doesn't provide the colors for any of their dots, so I don't know. But this is one from 23-24 annual catalog, which has boho blue, copper clay, moody mauve, wild wheat, and pebbled pearl. So, or pebbled path. These were the in colors from 23 to 25, so they're still good for another year. And I think this might have been the first time I used them too, and I had to cut them to, you see I used the moody mauve there. No, it might have been the second time I used them, I don't know. Anyway, I used one of the labels, sending loving thoughts your way, and on the inside, I just put a piece of white cardstock, did the same kind of thing I did on the background here, but only on white. And yeah, so that's, except I didn't splatter this one with the champagne stuff. So that's card number 4 alternative. Oop, let me put the envelope with it so I don't lose it. Next up is this one. I used the Thoughtful Expressions dies I said retired, one of the white card fronts with the champagne. So, I used 2 of these actually, and I kind of goofed. I don't know. See if you can tell me what the goof is, but I think it still looks all right. Where in the world would I be without you? That was out of Thoughtful Expressions, I believe. Yes. And I stamped that in basic gray. And then these things, look how cool that looks. Those are, I'm sure they have to be retired. Yeah. Pebbles enamel shapes. And on this one, I used the light color ones. This I use for the butterfly bodies. And the little, these I used as the other decorations. And I thought they looked kind of cool with it, especially with the butterfly bodies, because they kind of curve. They're fatter at the top and skinnier at the bottom. I thought that worked out well. Inside's just a piece of the gray that I used and a piece of white cardstock. So that's that one. Next up, I was looking for another gray card base, basic gray, and I found this in my stash. It already had the oval die cut out of it, and it was already textured on the front with, I think, Tasteful Textiles. I didn't bring that one out because I didn't actually use it today. It was already done like that. I don't know if you can see that there. And so I put the other half of that, oops, I got a little crooked, but nobody can see it on the outside. One of the white with champagne, the other half of that one is behind here. And then I bumped this butterfly up. Now here on this one, I used the darker gray. I had to use 2 for this big butterfly. And then I just used 3 more of the little, and I didn't put a Gemmy on that little, what color? Lost Lagoon butterfly. And down here, just a little note to say hello is out of Notes of Nature. And I stamped that in Lost Lagoon on white scrap. Excuse me. And I used the, I think now retired oval duo punch, just the edgy one. And I went around the edge with a finger dauber in Lost Lagoon. And inside, just white, all white. And I'll put it with a white envelope. I hope you're enjoying this. Let me tuck this somewhere away for now. Okay, so up next we have this one. This is on a white card base and it opens this way. There's nothing inside. Here I use the Type Worn Type embossing folder and I splattered it with black, I forgot to mention that one too. I have this Dina Wakley Media Gloss Spray, acrylic spray, but I didn't spray it because I find it comes out too fast. I actually unscrewed it and took the little, the tubey thing out and I just splattered it on the Lost Lagoon. This is a piece of one of the cards, and what I did is I put that up on dimensionals, and this is that gold, but see, it looks champagne-y, right? I just put a strip down on either side and I got it kind of a little bit off center, but not too bad, right? And then I did the same thing with the glaze pen on this one. That was already had black on it, so I only put it where the black spots were. And this is actually die cut only once, I think. No, I think twice. And I went over the black cardstock with the glaze pen too. And then I put some of those champagne rhinestone jewels around the front. I think that's very impactful with um, the black glaze pen. So that's that one. I really like that. Thanks. That was, even though it was like $12 for that add-on. Now the next two, I made this one first. This is on a white card base that opens like this. And this is that retired scallop contours dies, as is this with the vellum. This piece had the champagne lines around it. Let's see if I can find the original. This is the original where we stamped this one on, but in this case I stamped it in Moody Mauve. I blended around the background a little bit with both Moody Mauve and Lost Lagoon, and then I did the dottage with basic gray. Some are full strength and some are stamped off, excuse me. And then I wanted the butterflies to show through, so I used a piece of vellum, and I just ran this through one time with Lost Lagoon. And yeah, I really like how that turned out. That might be one of my favorite cards. And so, because that was a favorite, I didn't do this exactly right after this one, but I came back and did another one. And this time, I didn't put colors in the background, but I did the dottage with Moody Mauve and Basic Gray. I stamped a gray butterfly instead of Moody Mauve, so you can see the difference there. And I did have one little of these butterflies left. Well, I might have had two, but I used one. And I did the same thing, vellum, but I used Moody Mauve instead of the Lost Lagoon. And those two, I think, are my favorite. Now, I put this butterfly up on dimensionals that I had cut in half. Put one over here, and I'm not sure I love that being up. I think actually if I could try and take it off, but I think I would put that down with glue dots or like strong liquid glue instead. Probably glue dots. Oh, and the vellum I did put down with tape runner. If you don't have that, and it's not a Stampin' Up! One, you could use the tear and tape from the kit, and I just put it under the middle. And then the thanks in both cases were put down with glue dots put around the various letters, and that sticks to the vellum very well. So those are those two. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 so far. Next up is a simple one. This is the die. I die cut it out of champagne foil. This actually was a scrap left over from, I think, this one. I just rounded the corners. I put down a piece of the white that had the champagne dots, but I put Lost Lagoon dots on as well. And I put it on a Lost Lagoon card base. I rounded all the corners with a corner rounder, a 1/4 inch one, I think. And I stamped Sending Loving Thoughts Your Way. I believe that's one of the sentiments from the kit. And I rounded that as well. Just white cardstock inside. And I really like that one too. I like that it doesn't have words and it's very simple, but I think it's kind of elegant. Then next up, I had all these labels left. So I did this kind of thing. I just used one of the gray cards and I cut it to make a mat at, I believe this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I just put this arrow going this way, this one going this way, and then the Enjoy Your Day is out of Thoughtful Expressions, and I masked the Your Day when I stamped the Enjoy in Lost Lagoon, and I masked the Your when I stamped the Your Day in Moody Mauve, and I put the opposite color butterfly, Lost Lagoon, with the Moody Mauve, and Moody Mauve with the Lost Lagoon, and then this butterfly in the middle on the other shape of label. So that was kind of fun. I had a little fun with that. And then inside, I'm waiting, same thing with this one, I'm waiting to get my basic beige to put on the inside because that'll be light enough to write on and it'll match the labels on the front. All right, so then I had another half of this left, so I made a pocket card. I used this piece from, let me find it. uh, which they, in the original kit, had put, sorry, everything's falling, had put on the white, but I think it shows up better on the gray. And then I had a little piece of tag left, and I had a little more than this. I had to cut this down, a piece of my champagne foil, and I just put a butterfly on here. I did use Fabri-Tac to glue down this little strip of ribbon that came off from cutting this off. I put this down with Fabri-Tac too, and I stamped just a little note to say hello again out of that thoughtful expressions. No, out of Notes of Nature, excuse me, which just retired. And I just glued this down. And you can write on the back of the tag. And then same thing, I'm going to wait for, and if you push this down in far enough, the butterfly lines up with the edge of that, okay? And I'm again waiting for Basic Beige to put on in the inside. Okay. I have another gray one for you. Just like with the envelope one, I had this one piece of gray that had a little strip over here from cutting this off. Excuse me. And I had one more of these left, and I really didn't know how else to change that. So what I did is I bent that little flap backwards. I drew a line where this would end on. I gotta get my little glue eraser off. And then I cut the edge here and here, but the inside is there. See what I mean? That little flip. So I made a flip out. And I just put this last one of these, I think, in there. And then inside, I put two more of the little butterflies. I put them on white that time because I thought there's white here and here. So that's that one. Pretty easy to do. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm on the last one, and I think two more. I have to hurry because my battery's about done. All right, this is back to Lost Lagoon. Last one of these. I used the die from the add-on for both the butterfly and the background, but I die cut it out of the paper that had the dots, this paper. And I used, oh, I forgot to tell you about those. I had two blue dots left. I used one earlier on this butterfly and one here. I don't remember what they were called. Put a Lost Lagoon bow on. Had one scrap of champagne foil left. Stamps Surrounding You with Love from the kit on white cardstock, and I just made it pointy on the ends to kind of mirror this, and champagne dots down here, blue dot up there. Inside is the part that I cut off to get those pieces. And the last one, I used more of the white with champagne dots, and I just die cut or punched out 1¼ inch plain circles and 1½ inch scallop. That one was not a Stampin' Up. That was EK Success. Type worn type, 3-inch wide by 5½ long. Used the splatter. Another little strip left over. This one I actually die cut 3 times. Once out of this paper, which I then colored with the light Moody Mauve alcohol marker. Once with Moody Mauve and once with the Just Jade, which I don't think you're going to be able to see, but it's dimensional 3 times. And then I had one of these left, and I put that up on the last 2 dimensionals that I had. So those are my 15 alternatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments which one do you like the best, or ones. I like them all, but I think these two are my favorite, maybe. And this one, I like the simplicity of it. All right, everyone. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you again very soon. Hugs, love, and peace.